Hello everyone, Mk48 here, and today I have the pleasure of bringing you an absolutely fantastic demolition comeback on Cargo. Now, this is the sort of game that you absolutely hate to join in Call of Duty. As you can see here, we've joined, the enemy's already 1-0 up in demolition, they've got a B bomb plant already down, and they have got this bomb absolutely nailed. Because you can just see here, I walk up to the bomb, and there's 2 or 3 enemies in cover, I only spot one, and the second guy kills me. And we've basically lost the bomb site. So we're 1 bomb down, we're a point down, and you're really up against the wall at this stage. But, you know, fortunately, at this point, I was rolling with I think it was a 5-man party. And we have the ability to actually coordinate our efforts. And this is the thing you don't get with random players very often. You need to coordinate your efforts in this situation because you're in such a bad place. You're getting completely whacked, and it's been none of your fault, but you've got to deal with the situation you've been given. And communication is absolutely key to do this. We've basically admitted that we've pretty much lost the kill battle already. There's no point trying to compete. I think in the course of this next 4 or 5 minute period, the enemy calls in 2 lodestars, a host of minor kill streaks, and an A10 Thunderbolt, and that thing's up at the moment, and the noise it makes is absolutely terrifying. I mean, I'd hate to be on the wrong end of that in real life, because it scares me witless in the game. That noise is ridiculous. But no, all of those being thrown at us, and the only thing we've got to really combat it is communication. You can see here, we've basically given up all parts of the map to concentrate solely on bomb defense. And the great thing with playing Cargo is the B dom site on demolition really gives you a chance to hold out, because even with all this stuff up in the air, we can stay alive because this building's giving us fantastic cover. Now, the only part you've got to watch out is that central corridor, because there is a skylight in that, and you saw earlier I got taken out by a stealth chopper. I think that shot me through the skylight. But as long as you stay away from the windows, you're pretty safe from score streaks in this. And what this enables us to do is survive all the things they throw at us relatively unscathed. And then they've got nothing to give. They have to suddenly rush the plant to try and get that win, and all of a sudden we're set up nicely to deal with them. So that's the major thing you've got to really remember whenever you're coming into a game and you're getting badly beaten and it's no fault of your own. The #1 priority is the objective at that point. If you've got, you know, stingers, if you've got a stinger class, you can take that out and try and shoot the score streak down. But in a game mode like demolition, with set spawns, with you know, set bomb sites which you've got to defend for the entire time, it's not like domination where the flag movement's quite fluid and sometimes you can switch spawns very, very easily. In demolition, you're going to be set spawned, so if the enemy get that score streak run onto you, it's very, very difficult to shoot it down, because you'll spawn in, your red target will come up, or even if the red target doesn't come up, because your spawn location's very set, it will find teammates and mow you down. So the one option you have in this situation is just to run, and this is what we did here very, very well. As soon as we spawned in, we didn't bother trying to shoot anything down. We just went hell for leather for the B bomb site here because of the cover it offered. So that's my major tip for the start. Do that, get into cover, don't risk the duel, because you will lose at this point. And what we managed to do is slow them down so much, because they're all in using their score streaks and not really putting any pressure on the bomb. As long as we're set up here, there's not really going to be too much of a problem. And you can see, as soon as I died there, we had 3 or 4 more teammates pushing into the building, stepping over my corpse to fend the enemy off. And they could never push us off the bomb site pretty much through the entire time. And we were so committed to defense, and this is what you've got to be, because when you're behind in any objective game mode, you've got to just throw the kills out the window. And I mean, it might be painful to dive on B a few times, but if you get that B flag cap and turn the game round, it's a lot more satisfying. And these sorts of games always give me a lot more enjoyment than the pub stomping games. I mean, yeah, it's great to go 63-5 and absolutely trash your team, but when you come from behind, or when you're up against a full party like we were here, these guys were I think at least a 5-man party from Germany, so that was pretty interesting to play against them. But when you can hold a full party off in a situation like this, it's really, really good. And just playing so focused on the objective, we managed to hold them off here, and this was a tight run thing, because we joined the game with about 3 minutes to go, I think, or even longer than that. And to defend a bomb site for that long against that much stuff in the air is quite an achievement. But all of a sudden, the plan changes, because in demolition, as you guys know, if it's a draw after 2 rounds, the 3rd round is 1 neutral bomb site in the middle, and the first team to blow it up wins the game, and suddenly everything changes. You were just running to that objective, you were defending for your life, but now you've got to be really, really careful. You can't overcommit to this bomb because, as most of you guys know, with this neutral bomb site, if the enemy push you off and defuse, they can immediately replant and set up. So it's very, very important to try and keep guys in and around the objective at all times, because if you get pushed off, you've lost the game. And this is what we managed to do to the enemy, as I get taken out by a C4 there. But we get that early bomb plant, and that buys us enough time to push up, because you saw at the start a couple of us got taken out there, but because the rest of the team stayed alive, managed to hold that bomb down for a bit, you can really push up and get the support in. And I managed to shoot down this this stealth chopper with my LMG, and I think it takes about 60 bullets, so that's a really good tip as well. If there is one thing up in the air and you're not running a stinger, you can take that out in about 4 seconds, I think that was. That thing absolutely dropped. And that's the great thing with running the LMG, but you can see at this point here, we've got that bomb plant, it's counting down, we've pushed up, we've got a lot of us alive in and around the map, and you can see with the clock counting down now, not too long, me and a teammate dive off that cover and get in and around the bomb to hold them off, and I managed to kill the guy who had the last chance at the defuse, and we win the game. And to come back from a game like that when you're under so much pressure is a really, really good feeling and a great achievement. So when you do join a lobby like this, remember, all is not lost. Just focus 100% on those objectives, turn it round, and then if you manage to survive the barrage in that neutral battle at the end, or as the domination game ends, you can begin to push the enemy back, get the pressure on them instead of you, and you can come out with victories like this. So guys, I really hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you've picked up a few tips as well, because joining games like this is a nightmare, but if you go in with a plan and you communicate well, this game just goes to show you can turn pretty much any situation around and get that victory. So once again guys, really hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, it would make a big difference to me in the channel if you could rate it or leave a comment. I do read every comment, so if you leave me a message, I'll be sure to check that out and I'll reply to as many as I can. But once again, thank you so much for watching the video, and have a great day.